Hello, everyone. If you're listening to this and you're interested in seeing Stranger Things, just know that we absolutely loved it. It's me and my friend Mary. Say hi.
Hello.
We did a midnight review. This is it. If you don't want to hear spoilers, just stop it here. Just know that it's fantastic. The special effects are fantastic. It's crazy, insane, wonderful. A little bit of horror, lots of thriller, lots of blood, gunshot sounds, flashing lights, lots of haze. So if that's not for you, I wouldn't suggest it. Otherwise, everyone should definitely go see the show. It's worth every penny. Like, every penny.
Absolutely agreed.
And now I've given you time to go away if you don't want to hear the spoilers. So if you keep listening, that's what you're going to get.
Love. Peace and love.
What is he? How does he sign off on his radio show? Keep on keep dreaming,
Yeah,
dreamers.
Keep dreaming, dreamers, or something like that.
Dream on.
And yeah. Dream on.
Okay, bye. Okay, hello. Welcome to the Midnight Review. We're talking about a show that we just saw,
It was a little strange.
Stranger Things.
I'm scared again already.
I actually don't know the theme song to Stranger Things.
But no. Isn't that it?
That's pretty close. I like that you have it clipped on as so you can't just...
I was filling up my water. And now I'm trying to walk over my suitcase, but...
Do you want to close that so it's not a fire hazard?
I'm trying to think if I need anything else out of it. I don't think I do. let me shut her up real quick. Sorry. I could totally do like some ASMR with these mics.
Yeah, probably. We probably could. I don't know. I just pressed a button and I don't know if that... Oh, that might have made it a little bit louder, actually.
If I leave it like this, you can't see it. Just like laying flat right here.
That's fine as long as you don't need to get to the... over there.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I just don't want anyone to die in case the fire alarm goes off.
Well, I mean, like, that's completely clear.
Right. Yeah, that's all I meant.
Okay. I like the Fruit Loops Sweethearts.
Huh?
The Fruit Loops Sweethearts.
Oh. Okay. Welcome to another Midnight Review. I'm Claire.
Another Midnight Review.
I'm Claire.
I'm Mary Louise Fuller.
That was so quiet.
I'm Mary Louise Fuller. Nice to meet you.
Have you done a Midnight Review before? No, but you've done a
No.
podcast.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
Did I not post it?
I don't think so.
I thought I did.
Awkward.
Oh, we were talking about Into the Woods, right?
Yes.
That was forever ago. That's why it was never
was
posted.
years
because
ago.
it got to at least probably 6 months prior.
It was years.
Or 6 months past. And I
it
was like, never mind. We're over it. Okay. Wait, I'm going to check the mic levels really quick now that I pressed a button. Hold on. Okay, great. Anyway, so we just saw...
Good. Oh.
This? Okay, anyway. We just saw Stranger Things, The First Shadow. Also, welcome to Midnight Reviews. This is where
Thanks.
I sit down right after I saw a show and I record my review of the show.
I like that. That's
we
smart.
saw Stranger Things, The First Shadow. Is that like technically the full name, I think?
I don't even know. I just knew
We saw
it's called
Stranger Things, and the tea is that neither of us have seen the series at all.
Awkward. But like we know the basics. Like I know who 11 is.
Yeah, we know who 11 is. For the most
part. That's it.
Well.
And I know the songs, and like I recognize. Well, I didn't recognize anyone besides 11. I guess.
We know really nothing, but it makes sense that we would know 11 because this
11.
is a prequel to this show.
We know who 11 is.
But like if we watch the show, we would know who the parents are, that's who we saw in high school.
Oh, right. Well.
Anyway, you don't have to have seen Stranger Things to enjoy the show.
Yeah, we know nothing.
We knew nothing and we enjoyed it so... Like, this is probably... I don't know, it's in such a different category of shows. It's not my favorite show I've seen ever, but it was fantastic.
It was easily the most impressive show I've ever
Oh,
seen in my life.
absolutely. The special effects are absolutely insane.
So, like, the amount of times that my mouth just, like, was open, just like, wait.
I really think I think you and I said holy shit at least 40 times. In
I would
Act
always,
1.
like, grab you. I'd just be like, I'd be like, oh my God.
Clutching our pearls.
Be like, no. Clutching our pearls the whole fucking time.
It was
Oh,
crazy.
can I curse? Oh.
Yeah, if you want to.
Sorry. Sorry, Mom.
We sat in the orchestra. I think it would probably be pretty cool to see it in the mezzanine too, like up on the mezzanine or balcony.
Yeah, I think
you might miss some things, I guess, if you were up there, but I won't. I actually don't know. We sat in the orchestra. We were in row K, so we were 11 rows from the stage, and I wouldn't want to sit in the front row unless you just really like.
Unless you want to get dirty.
Yeah, there's some interactive. There are actually a couple interactive experiences, but especially in the front row.
I wonder if they had to agree to that.
No. Just in the front row?
No, to get dirty.
What do you mean?
When that guy like shoveled.
No, they had no idea that was gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, like, if you
that
go
feels
to
like something that should be like a little note on the seat just says, "Hey, FYI, you're gonna get dirty."
I mean, if you're gonna buy a front row seat to a show like Stranger Things, I would think. Yeah, Maureen and I sat front. We got lottery tickets because lottery tickets at Harry Potter front row, and that's a splash zone because there's a pool.
Oh wow!
And they just like show up, and we were like, "Oh, it's raining."
It's raining.
And then there's Teeth. There's a show called Teeth, and they actually sold tickets.
Is it scary?
No, it's hilarious.
Oh, that sounds like a scary show.
I mean, it's based off of a movie, I think. It's like of this woman who has teeth in her vagina.
Oh, that was the last thing that I was expecting.
And she cuts off men's like dicks.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a whole.
That's kind of badass.
It is. It's kind of a whole thing, but they sell like the first few rows of splash zones because they literally like on purpose will get blood on you, like fake blood on you.
But they know that.
Well, they do. Yeah,
they know.
They sold it as that, but most of the time they don't sell it. Well, because The Outsiders has that, like the dirt that he had essentially. There are like these rubber pellets that they use in The Outsiders, but it's not like on the ground. Like it's not like painted on or anything. So if you're sitting in the front row, like you're gonna have like rubber pellets kind of coming at you.
Splash zone. Rubber
splash zone. Rubber splash zone. Yeah, there are plenty of...
Sounds like...
I mean, that's also, like, with the fog.
Never mind.
Like, for the first... From a lot of that, you're just sitting there inhaling that.
I do be like... That's how I feel at Greta Van Fleet concerts, getting choked up by the fog.
Yeah.
Choked up. It'll burn your eyes.
Did you sit... Oh, you didn't sit front row at Hadestown. I did when I got that cheap ticket.
No, but they have a lot of fog in the show.
It's terrible. So does Wicked. Wicked also has fog.
I actually even think that, like, from our seats during Hadestown, I was like...
Yeah, it's kind of like the first 4 rows.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Whoa. It just got dark, guys. It's Stranger Things. Oh, God. Sorry.
Anyway, we sat in the orchestra. Fantastic seats.
Couldn't have been better. And how much did we spend on each one? $50?
$51. Thanks to a wonderful thing called TDF, Theater Development Fund.
Shout out.
Everyone can join. It's $40 a year. And you get cheap tickets offered.
So worth. Like, and that was so cool.
I was actually surprised because everyone was in. Usually, like a lot of times with TDF tickets, not everyone's in the show. Like, usually there's an understudy, which is perfectly fine. I love an understudy, but we didn't have any understudies tonight.
So this is the original cast?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't know it's the original Broadway cast, yes.
Yes, the original Broadway cast. They were all so perfect for their roles.
It started on the West End.
I feel like I heard someone talking about that.
Yeah, it started on the West End. I also heard that there's going to be 2 more of these, possibly.
Yes, there was a slight teaser.
Yeah. Well, someone in the bathroom said that. Someone in the line to the bathroom
said that.
Oh,
really? I didn't hear
I'm sure there was something else. Well, there was a teaser of the next episode. thing, but I
Oh.
think, at the end on the scrim, but I think you could
Yeah.
also just assume that would be like the next episode to
You
go
think,
watch the show.
okay, but like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
that
know what I
makes
mean?
sense. But so do you think they'll do like a present day Stranger
I
Things
have no idea.
musical? Because they can't do more prequel.
Well, it's not going to be a musical. This wasn't a musical.
I mean play. I'm sorry.
There was
Sorry.
music.
Just vote. Just vote. There was singing.
There was.
There was like a whole dance number that I loved.
Oh
It was
yeah,
very showy.
it was. I was actually quite surprised by it.
The whole set and production was
Yeah, this production value is
unbelievable.
crazy.
The amount of times that I gasped and like just
Lots of really, really cool special effects going on. And some
yeah.
puppetry. And yeah, because the cat was a puppet too.
Yeah, the cat did look kind of real. The rat, I'm still tripped out about.
I've not seen anyone talk about like there being an actual rat, although I wouldn't be surprised if there was. But I feel like there's a way to like, because I've seen it before, they do it at Disney where it literally looks like you're looking at something real, but
Yeah.
it's like a video.
Like a hologram almost.
Yeah.
It could have been because I feel like there were some hologram style things, like a few
But in my brain,
different
I also
during the
was like, I
show.
feel like that could have been a real rat, and they just somehow like faded it to a like there could be a screen in front. You know how like I don't know. It was a really cool effect though.
There were a few really horrifying parts to me. I'm not a very
Yeah, if you don't like
scary oriented person, and it wasn't like enough to make me like not enjoy my time, but like
I wouldn't say it's scary. I would say it's thriller.
it's very much a thriller, and it's got a couple parts that's like, oh, it's a little scary.
Well, there's a lot of blood. Like
There's
a lot
a
of
lot
blood.
of blood and a lot of horror. Like it's like a lot of
There
horror
are horror
moments.
effects,
Yes.
I would say. I wouldn't. There was a little girl there, and she must have really liked it because she seemed to be happy at intermission.
I think
I feel like if she
should
didn't like
be
it,
in the show.
well, her
They need to hire her.
screams-
They need to hire her to come to every single
She
show.
had the perfect horror scream.
Like
It was
every
really
single
good,
time.
though.
And it was so on point with the.
It
I
really
literally like
was.
didn't even notice it until you said something because it felt so part of it.
Well, because sometimes the actors would scream,
Yeah.
and I was like, that makes sense. But then also sometimes they wouldn't scream, which obviously meant we were like in the dream sequence.
Yeah. I also liked,
So they wouldn't know what was happening.
I liked how it was also like, yes, it was scary, but it was also funny. There were a lot of funny
There were a lot of
moments.
funny moments. They did really, really good at balancing that. So you're not just sitting in like complete.
And it kept
horror.
me like, I think my
Engaged.
favorite parts were the what was the lead guy's name? I never learn names in these shows. Like his character's name.
Oh, I don't.
The Stranger Thing, if you will.
Wait, what's
The
his
main
name?
guy.
We did really well. We just watched a whole 3-hour show and we don't know the name.
It was like, oh, I'm gonna be like,
I'm
oh,
gonna
that's
say it. And we're gonna be like, right. Oh wait.
It was like, it's not like Hunter.
No.
Nick? No.
Keep guessing while I pull it up.
It's Peter Oliver. Definitely not Oliver. He didn't give Oliver. Shit.
Oh, I didn't know this was based on an original story. Rooted in the mythology and the wonder world of. Oh, that makes sense. Never mind. I thought that next sentence was going to be totally different.
It's motherfucking. Can
Henry.
I get a Henry? It is Henry. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, Henry. What was I even saying?
I don't know. You were talking about him. You were saying something about him.
I know I was. Oh, I was saying that like Henry's crazy parts that like kept on revealing his inner demons, I guess, if you will, were my favorite parts, and I looked forward to it, but I liked how like there were entertaining parts in the middle that like kept me like engaged and like, oh my god, like like the suspense.
Well, and there's
of
like
waiting for those moments.
there's a whole play happening, like
Whoa. Magic.
at the. Have you never done that before?
No.
Also, it took me a good 20 or 30 minutes into the first act, maybe even longer, for me to be like, that guy's in Grey's Anatomy. That's George.
I had no idea. Wait, which one?
This guy, the dad.
Is he like a? Excuse me, sorry for coughing. Is he like a main character?
Yeah. He is like one of the 4 lead characters at the start of Grey's Anatomy.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he dies. They kind of write him off.
Sorry.
In a really
Rip.
sad way.
Well, he was good because like he was kind of played like a psycho. Like he was psycho. I still don't fully understand.
He was an alcoholic who also does he like
But like he had a breakdown.
he had PTSD.
Yeah.
Because he was on the so the show was almost written like a screenplay, which is what I was saying, and
it literally felt like I was watching a movie.
You don't have to talk that close to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. sorry.
There's essentially like a cold open that happens at the top of the show before they play like the theme song of the Stranger Things.
Such an exciting. Oh my god, when the boat was there. That was so exciting.
That set,
like
the way they did the set,
or like the sinking boat or whatever.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh my god! The whole time, my parents love Stranger Things. I'm like, they need to see.
They need to come and see
this.
They
need to see this.
Oh, so he was in the West End production.
He
got his first break when he was burnt alive by a dragon in Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah! Well, he played the role so unbelievably well.
So good.
I
don't know her. I don't know him either.
He looked the part. He kind of reminded me of like
the Doctor. That's who that is.
They all looked the part so well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even know like what if these characters are even in the television show. Like I wouldn't know, but they like visually looked so. Oh, he was in The Good Wife. I gotta start.
I liked the costumes.
She was so good. Joyce,
she was funny.
Allison Jay.
She was funny. She was like on point.
Oh, she was in Sunday in the Park with George.
She was on point. Everything that she did was so timed so perfectly. This is my first ever time seeing a Broadway play.
Because we usually see musicals.
I loved the costumes.
He received an Emmy nomination for Grey's Anatomy.
Wow. Anyways, I think my parents would love this show.
Oh, she was really good too. Gabrielle Nevea. She plays Patty.
Patty was really good. My god, I think that the guy that played Henry deserves an Oscar.
An Oscar?
It was that good. And I know that I'm not an idiot. He should definitely get the Tony. God, I hope so.
I assume that he was nominated. I can't imagine why he wouldn't be nominated.
They deserve all of the awards, and I don't know anything about the other shows.
I hope they get like best not effects, like best stage design.
They've got to.
Because that would be like the
puppet
special effects
was
for
crazy.
play. I know, that was crazy.
It was crazy.
And the spiders.
The spiders were wild.
I kind of figured
grew out of him. Was that hologram or did that actually come out?
No, that was like I think there was something that because it was dark behind him.
Yeah.
I think if you don't want to hear us attempt to spoil the special effects of this, just stop listening now.
This whole entire thing is probably spoiler alert.
I think if it's like how they did like Harry Potter, it's so dark in the background that someone comes out in like literally all black or something comes up out of the ground and that's how it.
They used
because Harry Potter, there's a lot of like flying involved and stuff, but it's like slow. It's like really cool slow-mo flying, and if you look you really can truly only see it if you're in the front row, just because that's where you are. People literally come out in like black ninja suits, and they like hold everyone up. Like when there's a point where like I don't know, Albus is like wow, and like hits someone. I don't know who it is. He hits a lot of people with his magic with his wand.
Right.
And there's a moment where like the two of them kind of fly and like a chair moves and like things move. And if you're far enough back, and I mean like second, third row, you really can't tell because the lighting design is so good that you can't see the people in literally like all black ninja costumes.
That's
like
dope.
flipping things and like holding them and turning them.
That's
it's
so
the
fucking
coolest
dope.
thing. But the Harry Potter one, they swap places. Like you know how in the show they were in the bathroom and all of a sudden
The bathroom scene was crazy.
The bathroom scene was crazy.
Yo, when they were across the room from each other, oh my god.
When the lights came back up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like that's what
shocked.
I should take you to see Harry Potter because that's literally what Harry Potter does. They do something like that. There's a moment where like Harry is literally walks off stage one way, and I kid you not, it feels like 2 seconds later walks on the other way. And you're like,
That's insane.
how? And you can like see the person. Like you can literally see them. Like you know it's them. It's not a double.
You don't remember the part where he just like lost the blindfold?
Lost the blindfold.
It was toward the end. It was when he was like
after
it's when he was leaving his house. It was right before, and he sets down his suitcase. Like when they're like, okay, it's time to go to dinner. He sets down his suitcase, and he puts on the blindfold, and then somehow it's just like magically gone. I mean, I'm sure they just pulled it off.
It's probably attached to a string. I didn't.
But
I must not have been looking
shocked.
at that. I must have been looking at something else.
The lighting, like the way that they used the lighting, was perfect.
It's also really cool because the lights of the theater flicker. Like all of the lights in the theater flicker, even though they're like kind of low.
If you have any sort of light sensitivity, do not.
Oh yeah, this is not the show for you to go to.
There's or like a lot sound sensitivity. There's
it's very loud.
There's a lot of gunshots. There's a lot of really loud things.
Wow, I can't believe that stayed in my ear that whole time.
Was it not? Wow.
I didn't even. I'm talking about my earring. There's a lot of flashlights. There's a lot of flashlights.
Yeah, and a lot of flashlights in our eyes. Like,
yeah. I don't ever understand the point of if it's a flashlight, sure, but there's some lighting designs where the lights will literally like they move it towards like into the audience. Like Angeliette does that, Cher Show did that. So many shows do that these days, and I'm like, why are you lighting the audience? We can't even see each other.
I didn't like being flashed in the eye, but I do think that it made it feel interactive.
I think it worked. I just didn't like it I didn't like how often they scanned the audience with the flashlights.
They did a lot. Oh my god, when the guys in the hazmat suits came out, that was so cool.
That was really cool.
That was so cool.
That's interactive. There's like a hazmat suit and they like kind of, if you're in the aisle, you might get checked out.
Yeah. That was cool.
That was really cool. I mean, the whole show is like crazy.
I'm not one to typically like this is a bad confession, but like I'm so addicted to my phone that like when I'm seeing a show and it's long, sometimes I'm like thinking about like I want to check my phone right now. You know?
Did you see the person in front of us that was texting and open TikTok?
No. During the show?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Like open TikTok, turn their brightness down, turn their volume down, open TikTok, was texting on WhatsApp. I was like, why did no one tell this person to put their phone away?
That's crazy.
They were too far ahead for me to be like, put your phone away.
But, jeez, my ankle looks swollen right now. Oh my god. I need to, like, prop it up. There was not a single moment where I was like, oh, I really want to check my phone right now.
Yeah, usually if I check the time on my watch, I'm not in it.
I wasn't looking at the time at all.
The only time I did that was because I wanted to know when I'd be able to pee.
Well, to be honest,
I did check it to try and figure out how much longer the first act would be, even though I didn't know how long the first act was going to be. I knew it was going to be 2 hours, so I was like, what time is it? When did we start?
I had to pee so bad for like half of the first act, and I was like, well, honestly, I thought it was over. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, wow.
With the hazmat suits, I thought it was gonna be over. Someone stood up. I saw someone in our row. He stood up thinking it was over. There wasn't that much longer.
It didn't feel like an ending, but I had a moment where I was like, everyone's just getting up. What? I think I was also just so entranced by the show that I was like,
oh, like when the intermission actually happened?
Yeah, and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, it's intermission. Thank God we can go pee.
Yeah.
Tiny bathrooms, if you go see that.
I mean, that's for any Broadway theater.
I'm sure you've seen that there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first experience.
And make sure you have your ticket with you. They will not let you in
Yeah,
if you don't.
So true.
Because you have to go out into the hotel, essentially. Anyway, the show is at the Marriott Hotel. It's where Beetlejuice was. It's where apparently Tootsie was, I guess.
Very cool setup.
Very, very cool setup. The theater itself has been, like, transformed, kind of ish. Really cool merch.
That puppet was crazy. That was actually... I was actually scared.
Well, yeah, we were also, like, at a prime spot to be like, what in the world is happening?
I think
if we were sitting underneath it, it wouldn't have looked as cool because you can't see like the entire thing.
I was like, wow, that's really crazy, and then it started getting closer, and I was like, oh god.
I know. I was like,
really
how
crazy.
far down is this thing gonna go?
I was like, if this thing just like starts coming down towards us, I'm out.
There's a moment where it snows or something.
Oh my god!
That was
however
so
the lights
random.
worked with that was beautiful.
Those weren't lights. Something literally was falling.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I swear it looked. Like
I mean,
it
was
just
lights, but like that's how you saw it.
Wow, that was crazy.
It was only for a really short second, but it was kind of crazy. Anyway, we enjoyed.
Yo, another one of my favorite moments was when they were doing the play and Mr. Boy in the like
the wolf
neoprene.
thing.
Yeah, he was like dancing. That was so fucking funny. That was hilarious. Everyone was so on point.
And then what's his face comes out like in his boxers with a guitar, and they start singing Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
That was also really funny.
That was funny.
They do well with the comedy and stuff in this, I think.
It's just written perfectly, timed so perfectly. Like, it was perfect. I have no notes.
I think what we need is to have Netflix produce more plays.
Was it produced by Netflix?
I'm sure they had something to do with it, considering Stranger Things is a Netflix show.
That's true.
Especially since the ending, they use their like next episode thing.
I might say it's my favorite show I've ever seen.
That's valid.
I really might. I love me some classics. Like, I loved Wicked. I loved Hamilton.
Yeah, but it's
Loved
no
Hadestown.
Wicked. It's no Hamilton. Like these.
But this
it's
was
like
the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is why it's so hard for me to choose a favorite because
show.
like Wicked, you can't compare this to Hamilton or Hadestown. They're just so complete. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even put them in the same category. That's like saying, like, I don't know. I feel like that's putting, like, like one of the Scream movies with, like, Legally Blonde. I mean, like, tell me, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're just so different.
They are different.
I put everything in categories.
It's my favorite theater show I've ever seen live. For sure. By far. It's
definitely my favorite play that I've seen. I say that, but I think John Proctor's The Villain is actually my favorite. I really like that play. Are the
special effects cooler in this one or in Harry Potter? You can be honest.
Well, the thing with Harry Potter is that they do like shapeshifting.
Wow.
In the sense, like, so you're watching older Harry and like his son, Albus. And there are moments where Albus shapeshifts into his dad, into Harry, and they will literally be standing. Ow, girl. Sorry. They will literally be standing like it's the weirdest thing because they take the potion, and all of a sudden, and they're wearing robes, right? They're wearing like their wizard robes. All of a sudden, Albus is like shrinking into this robe. There's probably a trapdoor. Something is holding the shape of this robe. And then all of a sudden, the guy, whoever's playing Harry, like Harry Potter, all of a sudden like shows up. But it's within seconds. So somehow these two people are like in the same space at the same time. Plus there's something holding up the robe, and then Harry just walks off. And there's nothing, you can't even, there's no...
It's those damn ninjas.
It's crazy. And they do it,
crazy.
and they do it with like 3 different characters all at the same time.
That's wild.
It's really a weird...
I would
it's
probably
really cool.
enjoy it, even though I also don't know anything about Harry Potter.
The nice thing is you don't need to with this one. I mean, like, there are things that you might miss, but the nice thing is, like, they
With Stranger
go
Things or Harry
no
Potter?
with Harry Potter, because it's essentially the fourth movie, but they go back in time to try and fix something in the fourth movie, so you kind
Oh.
of see it anyway.
T. The fall. That's what I was thinking of. Was like when she fell down
Who?
the slow mo
Oh,
fall.
that
That
was
was
really
cool.
cool.
I felt like I was
Did
watching
you
a
see how they
Marvel
did that?
movie.
I noticed how they did that.
No, I'm not that smart.
He was on a track because he was going slow mo up at the top. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I
And
could
he
tell
was
that.
connected to something, and then I think her leg, there was like a mechanical thing up her skirt or whatever she was wearing, and so that was what she was leaning. That was what was pulling her down, so that she
Wow.
could slowly fall to the ground. Because you could see it when she was still, her legs were like kind of propped up on the thing when it fell, and I think that's how they did it. This is why it's so bad for me to go to plays like this or shows like this because I just want to figure out how they did it.
I was just like, wow. I feel like I'm watching a Marvel movie.
I
Like a
still haven't
Marvel
figured
fall
out
sequence.
Aladdin.
Yeah? I
Oh
still
my
have never
gosh,
seen
their
that.
magic carpet is insane.
I've never seen it.
Cause like,
It probably does. It's probably a real magic carpet.
oh for sure, Disney magic, of course.
And it actually does fly.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's real, obviously.
Do you know they have to sign NDAs for that?
Actually?
Mm-hmm. If you
For
work in
just the magic carpet.
yeah,
On Broadway.
yeah,
That's it.
or just like any professional, because they have to respond with it's Disney magic.
With any, like in Frozen when Elsa has that costume change. Which, by the way, there were also some really dope costume changes.
There were some really cool costume changes.
When she changed her dress 3 times, the mom, that was cool.
Yeah, those are some simple. I say
I
simple,
still
but
liked it.
it's yeah.
It was very impactful.
They were really cool though.
And the freaking, it was all just so cool. I could just go on forever and ever how much I loved it.
I also really enjoy how they did the red lines with the
Yeah.
scrim coming down because you knew when we were in his like dream nightmare sequence.
It was so cool.
But they were so good. Like if you're gonna have to bring a scrim down every single time that happens, so you can put something in front of him to make the smoke like appear and everything, or the shadow appear and everything, you have to use a scrim. That's just how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool that they just made it happen like over and over again. So whenever it came down, you weren't even really thinking about it. I mean, I was because I'm crazy, but
I wasn't. I didn't even know. I thought it was just lasers. Lasers.
no, it was for sure. Oh, and him getting off the table, that was really cool. I didn't see them come on with two people on that table,
Yeah,
but I saw him get back on, but that was just because
I saw him get back on too. I didn't know if that was on purpose or what, but
I mean, there's no other way to hide that.
yeah. But
gotta get on.
getting off, I have no idea where he was. I guess he was just laying next to him.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty fast. It was also kind of
I
in the
wonder
dark.
if you could see more from the mezzanine.
I wouldn't think you could see more special effects,
Or
like how to.
like if you could see how he got out there from the top during that part.
Oh, probably. I mean, honestly, they were probably just laying right next to each other. He gets off that table really quickly. Like they're only stagnant for a couple minutes, for not even a minute before that whole sequence happens, and then he gets off the table.
How long has this been open?
I mean, it's from this year. It's from this season, so
Right.
It's not been open that long.
It must
Less
have
than a
taken
year.
them so long to perfect this shit.
Well, it started in the West End.
Yeah, but like
I don't know when it opened in the West End. Sometime last year. 2
I
years
know
ago?
those rehearsals were so meticulous, and it's so worth it.
I'm sure. It's so cool. I think you would, if you really liked this, if you like Harry Potter, you should see Stranger Things for the special effects. Just know that it might be scary. And if you like Stranger Things and you haven't seen Harry Potter, you should see it. Because they use the same style of special effects. Stranger Things is better, but
Yeah, I don't like scary stuff,
I
and
don't
I
either.
really enjoyed this. But there were some parts that I was like, it was a little horrifying.
Some of it is horror, but I think more of it is just like jump scares.
It's
like I
very
think more
thrilling.
of it is
There are
just like a
definitely some
thriller.
jump scares, but not enough to like hurt me.
Right. Well, I think the nice thing is that some of it is just loud. Like some of
True.
it isn't necessarily anything jumping out at you. It's just loud and a lot of lights all of a sudden, and that is the jump scare,
Yeah.
which is nice because if you do scream like that girl, no one can really hear you.
Yeah, true.
Or it just fits. It just works. But after a while, well, I was gonna say after a while you start to get used to it, but I don't think you do. I didn't.
No.
Even up to the end.
Yeah, literally. Spoiler. This whole thing is a spoiler. Big time. Because I am so glad that we went in completely blind.
I am too.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have wanted to
definitely
see.
go in blind.
I wouldn't have wanted to see a single thing about that.
I'm surprised I haven't seen anything on social media.
Well, I wouldn't have even like wanted to see the pictures that you were talking about. Like I don't want like. It literally felt like I was watching a movie premiere for the first time.
What's crazy is those photos still don't even look like what we saw on
No, they don't.
the screen. Or on the screen. On the stage.
On the silver screen.
Okay, well, that was our midnight review.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us yap.
Thanks for listening.
Go see Stranger Things.
Go see Stranger Things.
Wow, that was loud. Sorry.
It was just a little bit, but it's
Go
okay.
see Stranger Things.
It's so good.
So good. We never even seen the show, but we're both saying that we're gonna watch it.
I might watch it actually.
I mean, if it's not much scarier than that, I can handle it. So I might.
I was told that it's not. I think it's the same way people describe this. It's not scary. It's just kind of like a lot happens.
Well, yeah,
it's like thriller.
And it's also completely unrealistic.
Well, that
is
too.
what I hear. It's like it's not scary. Like it's gory, but it's not like. It's just so unrealistic. Not in a bad way, but like you know, it's just so not real.
I would say, more specifically, if you are not a blood person or a bodily function fluid person,
someone did vomit.
Maybe this is not. Yeah, but you can't really. It almost just looked like a spit take to me. If you're not,
I'm weird. I'm weird about vomit.
I mean, I am too. I just didn't notice it until like the final moment of it, so it took me a second for my brain to be like, oh. Because so much is happening on that stage during that ship scene.
God, the beginning was so exciting. It made it so exciting. Oh
yeah,
my God.
They hook you real fast.
Right away.
Real fast.
I wanted more of that boat shit.
I know, that was such a cool, where they make it like 3D almost.
And I wanted more
of
of those bitches in the full scary costumes.
Maybe that comes in part 2.
We'll have to wait and find out.
I can't pay for the rights to the actual song, so. Okay, bye.
Bye. Good night. Mwah.